Welcome back. Welcome back to Basic Banter for Witches, including Mr. Harrison, because he never lets me have a moment alone.
Like, oh, exactly. He's like, hey, Mom, you want to just kiss me for a moment and hold me close?
Yeah, I'm going to just chew on your hands and we're going to hug and cuddle all day, every day.
It's great. My teething gums.
Yeah, teething is for sure happening, but no teeth yet, but just definitely needy. That's okay.
For those watching on YouTube, you will notice that there are other people in this room with us.
It's a very exciting episode. We have some special guests. If you can tell, Jessica has zero voice because I literally have messaged her already today saying, hey, Jess, I feel like Ireland is just slowly trying to kill you with all of your allergies. So maybe you should just move home to Canada. So maybe I'll put a poll up so that way we can get home.
She thinks I'm allergic to Ireland because I'm always sick. Yeah. Anywho, back to our guests, Brittany.
Yeah.
We've talked about them multiple times on the podcast itself. Ian was on with us last year. Anyways, Steve and Ian Wilson. Woohoo! So yeah, Ian, you were on with us last year. And I mean, that was a pretty informal conversation. It was just me and you getting drunk at your house.
Yeah. Yes.
It was like the first episode was so good. And then the second one, I'm like, oh goodness.
It was a little rough when the vine kicked in for Jessica.
I was going to say, we took a little break and we're like, because we'd been sitting for like two and a half hours at least. It was crazy, but it was so good. It was, yeah, definitely. I was like, we had a bottle or two, and then we had another bottle. But yeah, so and then I've talked about you actually a few times on the podcast there, Steve. So it's all been good. Most of it was like, obviously this general interest in this world is something that intrigues us, and what is the happenstance that I happen to marry into a family that also not even directly through Ryan, but like through his branch of family has this interest as well, right? It's not that it's like-minded community that's being all of a sudden a bonus family, right? It's another form of a bonus to me, anyways.
So we're just a couple of weirdos.
I know, exactly. Holding hands in the dark, chanting from time to time.
Yeah.
Can you bring the microphone a little closer to them, Jess?
Yeah. So everybody can't hear you very well.
Can't hear me,
that's okay. That's fine. It's just everybody.
Very white.
That's okay. Very white. I'll put it right there, but then I can't see.
I want to be able to hear them, and I want everybody to be able to hear all their fun stories too. So I'm not just sitting here being like, "Hey, how's it going?
Hey guys, I'm here too. Listen to me."
Yeah.
That'll be better. Sorry.
How's that better?
There you go.
Testing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you'll be fine. Don't worry about it.
Yes, I can hear you better now.
Perfect. Cool. I could. Anyways,
yes.
well,
okay. So Jessica was able to help coordinate a really special event that had happened right before this episode that we've been decided to record. So
a night of mediumship and spiritual readings featuring Ian Wilson, and I was very eager to put Sir Ian Wilson at the beginning. But like to me, you're very regal. But so that happened here just outside of Killarney yesterday. So it's Saturday now, and as you can tell, we're kind of all reaping that now. We're paying for it now. The loss, all that. But how are you feeling today after all that?
Good, because once I've done a demonstration, I'm on a high anyway.
Okay.
And then the next day, you think your energy's really low, but you're not, because you're still on a high. I'll probably more find it tomorrow, Sunday. I'll be more tired. And
You're still
but I'm still on the high. Yeah. Always am going to work this week.
No, that's fair. Yeah.
It was a good evening. Yeah. There was our group show last night.
It was, Close. I'll kind of give our listeners a bit of an idea of what we did. So we had a group of, I guess, we had 23 people, but we had some like family and whatever. So there was over 30 people in this room.
That's amazing.
And then plus, us, the talent kind of thing. So we did like a group mediumship session with Ian. And then that was excellent. Absolutely excellent. So it was good. It was hard work. You worked hard for those. And then afterwards we did some group readings in terms of tarot and aura and tea leaf and Turkish coffee readings. So
don't forget to tell them about the reading you gave for the waitress.
Oh, I will not. Oh, don't worry. Yeah. It was great. Yeah.
The main thing with the audience last night is because I spoke to them, none of them had been to a reading before, apart from one person.
Yeah.
So that was the most interesting bit because they all needed to open up to it. So that's why I had the chat with them beforehand. Because of the nervousness of them and never seeing a movie before.
Exactly.
That's why it was hard work. Because they would like expect their first loved one with a thinking of to come forward.
Exactly.
It doesn't work like that.
Yeah.
So that's why it was hard for the links were like quite hard.
Yeah.
But once they realise with more information, then it starts flowing.
Exactly.
So,
You know, and Ryan has never seen me work, Ian, and he was like, it was fascinating because your calm demeanor is like, this is how you always are. You know, you're kind of in this like Zen, zone, which is great. And then he's like, but to see him go from like, like you're really listening and you're feeling and you're expressive. He's like, it was so cool how we just switched gears, and all of a sudden he's like so animated. I'm like, like that's.
it's, so many people ask me how to do it, and I'll be honest, I don't know. It's just to trust the spirit. I get up there and just put my mind to one side.
Yeah.
And trust what comes through. And then that is it. That's all it is. I cannot explain it. But that is the way to be, because if I didn't do that and my mind come into it, then I could waffle about any other thing and no one take anything.
Exactly. I always find if I start thinking that I know it's not, that's me. Exactly. It's like, and that, if you see it, you have to say it. It was, I mean, you're going and you're saying things, and it took a minute for some people to really grasp, like, oh, could it be, could it be me? Right. To really see everybody's kind of thinking, it could be me, or I don't want to claim it if it's not me. And I think that's part of it too, is we don't want to claim the energy if it's not for us too. Right. But it was phenomenal kind of seeing that.
And it's quite amusing because a lot of people I went to, you see them sinking in the chair and they all come to me.
Like, it's like, you chose to be here.
Absolutely.
Really wanted this experience, right?
I went to see England a few years ago now.
Yeah.
Some good English mediums. Tony Stockwell.
Okay.
Gordon Smith. He's Scottish, but we call him English.
We'll forgive him that,
But both times, when in the audience, we saw Derek Decor as well, Dartford.
Absolutely,
And he said, Derek Decor, he said, I've got a message for some people right at the top of the balcony. And that's where we were sitting. And I was saying to myself, that comes to me.
Yeah.
So I can see what the people were saying last night in the audience. You're getting a reading to Ian, but they don't want people looking at them. So it's very hard to get a connection. Because they just like so think in their chairs.
Yeah.
And hide.
Exactly.
So if you've got someone that you've got a message for, it's just going to happen.
Exactly.
But although I spoke to him beforehand and explained everything, sometimes it just doesn't go into the memory.
Exactly.
It's the nervousness and everything.
For
the first time.
Exactly. Yeah. And now we broke it up into two kind of pieces. So the first bit was your almost basically a cold read, right? Knocking on cold doors and be like, open up. And then the second half was when you did that kind of Q&A, so people could ask you about your gift specifically and what you see and this, that, and the other thing. And that was, I think, really warmed them up a little bit because they were, it did. Exactly. Which was great. But no, it's hard. Sorry, Brittany,
I was like, remember, I'm here. I just wanted to ask one quick question. When it came to the Q&A, were there any questions that you felt I guess, what was your favorite question to answer last night?
What was the favorite question? There was one question I get asked all the time. Do you think I can think of it? The memory bank's going down. Let me think.
One of mine is when they asked you kind of how you do it, and you explained your path as to, what you first saw, then what,
Yeah.
Would you mind explaining that for our audience? Because they don't get to.
Yes. Someone did ask how it works, sort of thing. How do you do what you do?
Yeah.
And being truthful, what I said, I don't really know the honest answer to say I know what's going on, because I don't. Because I leave it all in the hands of spirit. And the biggest thing is trust. You just trust the spirit world for your gift. And I developed it through meditation. And I believe that is the key to it, because you have to calm your mind. But like, as I said to the lady in the audience last night, I said that it's hard to sit down and think of nothing. Because if you sit down and meditate and you have to think of nothing, everything pops in your head.
Yeah.
What you've done during the day, for shopping, children, and so on. So it's really hard, but it's the discipline. You have to control yourself and learn yourself, switch off, but not fall asleep.
Yeah.
And it's just practice, and just start off with like 5 minutes a day or twice a week, and build it up to 10 minutes, and so on until you start going into that quietness that you feel. It's hard to say because your mind does stop after a time. It doesn't happen overnight. I'm talking about months and years, not weeks and days. You know, it's a very disciplined thing. But once you start getting into that, that's when the perspective of yourself starts changing. Your personality starts changing. It's because when you're meditating, spirit is starting to work with you.
Mm-hmm.
And you don't realise it. And you have to do it for a while. And then, I would say, after a year, go and join a spiritualist church or join a psychic circle. And that's when your development starts coming out.
Mm-hmm.
That's through your meditation, which you've worked on, which you don't realise until you start sitting in an energy in a circle.
Yeah.
And honestly, you know.
We sometimes hear those lines, don't we?
I know.
There are no spiritualist
There's
churches.
nothing.
Yeah.
There's nothing.
More
No, Brittany, breaking news. So we were talking with Patty, who's the owner of the Kerry Way, where we did our event last night. And he was having a chat with Jan, and Jan comes in chuckling, and she's like, "You're never going to believe." I was like, "What?" "Well, we made the church bulletin." Did you know?
Oh,
Or like their conversation or whatever. At church, the previous Sunday, they were talking about us. They were praying for us.
really? Like because it was like, oh my God, Satan's coming and it's called.
Literally. Well, I don't know the specifics, but I did have a chat with my neighbor about it. Actually, she's like, "Oh, she's like, but he is very stern." I said, "Oh, he must be like, old, set in his ways." She's like, "No, he's like 40. He's really good looking." She said,
Nice.
"Tall, he's handsome, but he's very like rigid in his thinking, and that's fair. That's his spiritualism,
very traditional."
I'm not saying I'm the same way, but it's
Very interesting.
It's easy. I don't know. Like I said, we could have a whole series on religion and all that, but anyways, I thought that was funny. I was like, well, yeah, publicity. Anything is good.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Well, clearly you guys were the hit of Killarney last night. That's pretty freaking awesome.
It was great. It was so good.
It was, yeah. And the energy in the room was good as well. Although there's like, I could feel the nervousness and the expectation of everyone. The actual energy was really, really good.
Yeah.
And by the time I finished, it was well up.
Yeah, it was.
Guys were ready to go.
They couldn't. They literally. I was like explaining what we were going to do, and all of a sudden it was like Buffalo. Everybody was going everywhere. I was like, okay, we're starting now. Like,
did everyone stay last night after you finished?
Not everyone, but we started the event at like 8, and I thought we'd be chatting or doing an intro for like the first half an hour. You'd start about 8:30, like 8:15. We were ready to roll, and you were on for a solid 45 minutes, maybe. Yeah, 45 minutes. We took a little break, but and then we were back on again. We by the time I was not even a third through my readings, it was like 12:30 at night. Like it was like I didn't get out of there till 1:30. Like it was. But people stayed. Not everybody. Like some people couldn't stay. I was thinking about it, but I mean, the people who stayed definitely got what they paid for. So that was good.
That's great. Well, and so would you be able to tell the story about how Grandma and Grandpa decided to come in?
Oh, I mean, sure. Well, then we'll definitely talk about the waitress. I promise I will not forget. I will not forget the waitress. You will front of you. Icing on the cake. Exactly. Yes. Okay. Hold on. Exactly. He's very excited. But yeah, so when you first open up, and like I always know that our grandparents are going to come through. It's just
Oh yes,
like always. And I even moved. I moved away from where I was sitting because I was like, okay, like I know there's a lot of energy in my corner because of all my stuff too. I'm like, you know what? So the beginning of the reading, you're calling out Bill, and I'm like, and I just said, I literally was like, just tell him to go away. It's okay. Like, hi, grandpa. Like, just go away. The girl beside me loved that. She's like, just what? Like, he's here all the time. I talk to him all the time. You know, anyways, so shortly after that, then you started talking about and tall man. I'm trying to remember how you said tall, sturdy, and he met with, or on the other side, a woman joined him like at a different time, but you know that she met him when he crossed over, and you're going on, and I'm like, and you're like, A Martha Mar, and I'm like, oh my god, and like, well, it's Grandpa Binsfeld and Grandma.
Yes. Oh my God.
So I was like,
No.
here I'm telling Grandpa Bill to go away, and my Grandpa August is like, like fine, okay.
But I'll comment. Yeah.
Exactly. Hasn't heard from me yet. And anyways, yeah, you gave me the message that that he's really proud of everybody's progress. And yeah, he got it like, and you know, you go Grandpa Binsfeld, he was a very proud man. He's a farmer. He worked very hard for everything. He said it was hard for him to spend, you know, money on that because it was all bean soup kind of, you know what I mean? Right. You know, he was, less is more in his world. Anyways, so he didn't really show expression to us the way that we probably wanted to, but we were really young kids, and he died. He would have been 101 this year or 100 this year. Either. So I mean, he just died. Yeah. So it's actually, I don't even know. I don't know. Was I pregnant with Maria? I don't even know. Doesn't matter. No, Maria was with us. I don't know. Last summer. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. Anyways, so even though it's hard to imagine him expressing that with us here, like I knew that was him, because you know, I feel like everything has to change before anybody says any of that kind of stuff, and I totally had faith that was exactly. And he's like, everything here is happening the way it should, which is there's some family stuff going on that is out of our control, you know, and it's just like we just have to let it be. It has, I shouldn't say nothing to do with us, but we didn't do anything to cause and effect what's happening in that side of our family, and we're like, okay. And I don't lose sleep over it, but I do think about it a lot because it's, you know, we want everybody to get along all the time. Exactly. So anyways, it was really nice to be like, okay, well, he knows what's going on, and I'm just can't control how other people react. So anyways, I had a good cry. I was like, okay, like this isn't about me. I'm not supposed to be here. But yeah, and then the second half of that, so again, the intermission comes, and we'll get back to the waitress at the intermission. But the second half, when Grandpa Bill came back, it was Grandma Shirley. Because then you were like, oh, I'm going to this woman. She's got like, you know, she's got a very joyous face, and she's wearing this apron, or I don't know what you called it. What do you call it? A penny, an apron, and just very, you know, I'm like, you're like, yes. I'm like, Foxes. I said, Grandpa's just coming in hot. Like, oh, I'm like, Grandpa's like, oh, surely you go. So I was like, oh my God.
Exactly. She'll listen to you.
Exactly. I'm like, okay, like fine. Everybody came. Thank you for coming. You know, it was so good. Again, I do talk to my relatives as whether, you know, I don't have that assurance that they are right beside me, but I know that they are. Do you know what I mean? I don't need to, exactly. So I'm like, I know that I can talk with them in my brain or out loud. And actually, even when I was laying in bed with Maria, my daughter, who's one of the namesakes of one of my grandparents last night, because we do the whole bed musical chairs at night. I'm so snuggling her, and I'm like thanking, you know, everybody for coming, and for Maria, my grandmother, who I named our daughter after, for coming forward and that. So yeah. So did you know that? I don't know. So Maria's named after my mom's mom. She's actually, so Maria's full name is Maria Janet Doreen Murphy. So we call her MJ sometimes, but Maria for my mom's mom, Janet for Ryan's mom, and then Doreen for your mom, and my mom is also Doreen. So we're like all the moms, basically. My mom's mom, and everybody, you know, small world. We got it all in there. But anyways, so yes, it was really nice to the whole parade of people.
So that's just the same, like, because you know, the same stayed on people's shoulders.
Sorry?
I only say to people when I read it, I put the people through, given the description, and I didn't stay on them long.
Yes, exactly.
Because when you're doing a demonstration of a big audience, if you do anything more than 4 minutes, you're going to a private reading. And other people in the audience start getting bored.
Exactly.
So it's like just give evidence of survival, because that's all the medium does.
Exactly,
And then move on.
Yeah.
And then move on. Once people can say, move on.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
and once you're in a private reading as well, that is the word private is there, right? You want to be able to, release emotion if you need to and not feel being watched, right?
Yeah.
You're part of the show. You're part of the event.
So that's what I like to do. Just to give that evidence, move on.
Yes, exactly.
That's what I say to step back, someone else coming. The last night, the second half, there was all stuff.
Exactly. They're all there. Exactly. And it was like more people were willing to confess up.
Everyone was opened up.
But yes, the big kahuna of last night. The big kahuna. Yeah.
W said I saw like a flash of white light, like blue.
Yeah.
Outline.
But
it was so quick that I was
it just a little spark.
Myself to see that.
Yeah.
Slowly, later to hear that energy, definitely saw it.
Yeah.
I thought I was measuring things like a flash.
Yeah.
Just like you said.
Yeah. I was distracted. Actually, I've got some video from last night as well. And like there was a mirror kind of to your side, but usually when things, when there's things kind of happening in your peripheral and it's like, did I see that? It's like typically there's some sort of something. And I'm like, that mirror is very active. It felt like I'm like, I'm not gonna go looking for anything, but I feel like there's that motion. But yeah, so anyway, so we're doing this event at the Kerry, like I said, which is a restaurant, bar, hostel, hotel kind of situation. And so the first part of the event, we have coffee and tea and people are going to get drinks and coming in, and we have some of the wait staff coming to help us like tidy up and wipe up and take things away or whatever. And there was this woman who showed some interest, one of the waitresses, she's fabulous. So she started talking with Layla, and Layla's, general interest. What is the event? Da, 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 da. And Layla's like, just come and sit in if you want. Like, you're welcome to. No problem. End of conversation. And then I don't know if she was just done work or if you talked to her before she had her bag and came in.
She came in and she came up to us.
Yeah. So she was going home.
You say, why don't you stay?
Yeah. She was like, so she's Brazilian. She moved here in 2001, she said. And this is like her family has this, history of mediumship. And it's not that it skipped a generation. Her mom used to practice like tarot, and she used to have a metaphysical shop in Brazil as well. But then moving here, obviously, she felt like those gifts have been really not squashed, but just she had to put them on pause, especially given the time, right? So she's kind of dabbling in that. So she's very curious. This Victoria, is it Victoria or Veronica? Blank. I'm so sorry, dear. If you listen, you're fantastic. I never can't wait to hear from you. But Avi, we'll call her V. Anyways, so she was like, I'm really interested in it. And I'm like, well, why don't you see what it's all about? Because I said, we're going to have a medium and he's going to do the second half and then we're going to be doing all this stuff here. But yeah, come grab a seat. Like, thank you for your help. Like, please just don't worry about paying a ticket. Just come and join us. You paid your dues to be here. Right. And yeah, so she just sat just at the back row. And it was, I don't know, when she sat in and, I think she asked did she ask any questions?
No, when I've done the question and answer, there's a few people, so that's the thing, when I do a demonstration, it goes out and so
I totally get it. I'm not even
all the messages I can't remember. That occasional one.
I can't remember. He asked a few things like I'm getting someone going out on the plane. I've got a name here called Charlie.
Yes.
And he's in our directions. Ryan's
Kean, yeah.
He's been in Kean's direction.
Yeah.
And Kean's going, no. And there's several other things. I can't remember now. One was a relation called Charlie got killed in some war.
Yeah. There was airplane or Air Force or something like that.
Yeah. I can't remember that car, but with someone else. There's several other questions that were aimed at Kean.
Yeah.
And
you couldn't take any of them. Yeah.
And then the waitress put her hand up and says, I can take everything.
Yeah.
I'll let you carry on.
Something
about great Uncle Charlie.
Yes, some Uncle Charlie did get killed in some war. I can't remember the war. Also, I think she had a nan with her.
Yes, her nan
was passed. Nan had passed. He hadn't been home to see her.
5 years.
5 years. But it turned out it was going to go out on the plane to see her.
No, she passed.
Yeah, she's going to go see the body.
Yes, to see the body. Sorry, yes.
The trips and see the body. And there was something else about, you used to say about strong head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And that's what a man used to say. So that she had a good, strong head on the shoulders. But the icing on the shoulders was head on the shoulders. But the icing on the cake, well, this is the girl who burst out crying, and between Ian Sell getting her name, it got like T.
Yeah.
T.
O.
O.
And he's like, M.
M. And Tom. And the girl says, have you any other letters?
Yeah.
And Ian goes, E.
Was E or Y? Like Tommy.
T-O-M, put the E on it, was Tony.
Look it up here.
And that's when she burst into tears. She said, that name to say all the time. It's a Portuguese or
Portuguese,
Brazilian word for going forward all the time.
Or what was it?
I can't remember, but that was proof of
it was,
Ian's got fluent in English.
No. It was for it was like go or move forward or
move forward,
lift. I can't remember. It was some sort of propelling motion. Anyway, she's crying. She's crying. It was like
she cried all the way through.
Basically,
I was saying because also, I mean, that was she was a spitting image of the name because the air was going back.
Yes.
And I said to her, she showed herself to me, you're the spitting image. And she went, yes.
So that's when she shared that everybody tells her that her nan will always be alive as long as she breathes. It was like, oh my God, it was so that was crazy. Seriously, it was beautiful. You're right. I mean, literally, it was just like, it really tied everything together. It was such a beautiful thing. And it happenstance as well. You know what I mean? You couldn't have picked a better person to have that kind of conversation with because she was just working. But
it's something driving her to speak to you to come into the readings.
Well, she was helping us. Like she was helping us serve. She was bringing tea and
something must have forced her, cajoled her to join the.
Exactly.
To join the session.
Totally. Well,
she would have got the.
Well, exactly. I think we coming from 3 different people, all separate parties, are like, come and join. And considering it was Layla and myself and you, it was like, okay, like, it was so good. Like I said, everything happens the way it should, and it was couldn't have got any better.
It's just sort of spirit working, And then at that time, when she was working, you saying, you're going in there, and she forced her in there.
Yeah, exactly. Like you can't turn down.
She had to come in there at that time.
And she said that she was only going to stay a few minutes. I said, no problem. Like here, I said, stay as long as you want. But like, if you're off work, you're not on the clock and you want to, you're welcome to. And I think that was so important that she stayed. So she had asked me, what, not church I'm part of, but where I practice. I was like, wherever I can get a table, like, like I pay, like rent a table spot in town or rent an office spot in town. I go to the graveyard. I don't know if I told you that I'm doing graveyard readings right now, which has been really great. So over at Killahee, the one with the big Mucker's Cross in the chapel.
The Pauper's graveyard.
I don't think it's Pauper's. It's where the Herbert family's buried. Yeah, Brittany. Yeah.
Brittany, you got any questions?
Yes, sir. She's muted right now.
All right, I have to mute her, otherwise it'll just like scream the whole time. So I am listening. I'm just like I'm listening, but I'm also just like trying to give him toys. You can be like, shut up.
Okay. I didn't want to. I could see you there, and I thought, if you have any questions, what were we talking about?
I should have put a wig on my phone. So
Do I have any questions currently of what you guys are talking about?
For anything, whatever.
Well, I think the whole point of your event was so amazing, and it connected so many different people. Obviously, for 30 plus people to be there, and it was sold out, wasn't it?
I would consider that sold out. Having any more people there, it would have been
couldn't get for a seat or take it.
Comfortably, yeah, it wouldn't have been functional.
Would this be something that you would do annually? Like, would you do this again next October or maybe every couple of months, or whatever? Is this something could this be the start of something that you'd like to do more often?
Well, before we say that, he actually works at a spiritualist church in England.
In England,
I'm a working medium in England, so I travel all around England demonstrating in spiritualist churches.
Nice.
I don't do pubs and clubs, but I do churches.
But you could.
Yeah, but
the money's better.
Because I'm work full time anyway, so it's only doing spiritualist churches on a Sunday when I've got my bookings. So I try not to overdo it because I'm a workaholic. I enjoy in my building work.
Yeah.
But I love working for Spirit, and how I look at it, doing the mediumship doesn't pay the bills, where working full time does.
Yeah.
But if Spirit wanted me to do it full time, then my work would dry up, and then it'd be that avenue I'd have to go down.
Exactly.
But so at this time of my life, I just live day by day.
Yeah, exactly.
You know? But yeah, I love doing it. I love working. I love making people happy, and giving them that belief of life goes on, because that's all the medium does.
Yeah. You really do provide like a lot of comfort, and I think a lot of the people again, we're coming from a different angle where I don't need much more proof that I know, exactly, right? I'm at that piece now.
That's right.
Like if something were to happen, God forbid. Exactly. And again, nothing tangible, but like I have that faith that I'm not worried. Right. Whereas some people, it's a cloud of gloom. It looms over them and we're like, oh my gosh, we just don't know.
But answering the question, would I come back and do it again? No, absolutely. And because I will kill two birds with one stone coming over to Ireland, because I come see my family as well.
Exactly, yeah.
So, and it's just the same as when I go to demonstrate right down South Weymouth. I demonstrate in Eltham Spiritualist Church down there. I kill another bird with two stones because my mum and sister live down there, so I visit them at the same time. So, yeah, absolutely, yeah. Of course, I'd come back over and demonstrate.
Yeah. What was your question there, Steve?
I was going to say, I can't remember now. I think it also depends upon the parish priest.
Oh, yeah. Exactly. Yeah. If we have no protests.
You've seen the Father Ted episode with the Passion of St. Tibulus or St. Tibulus?
No.
Where they're showing some sort of Italian film in the local pictures house.
No.
And Bishop Brennan says to Ted and Dougal, we've got to stop people watching this film, and they go down and chain themselves to a bench outside the railings and to protest at the film, and it breaks all box office records because everyone in the village goes to see it.
Yeah.
So basically, it could be business.
Yeah, exactly.
If this parish priest changed himself to
like
the bench outside, everyone come.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, exactly. It must be really exactly. Like literally, I'm like, again, it's just again, we could totally go into religion and that. Like I've been there, I understand. And just as people like ourselves are just as passionate on that reverse side, not like reverses, you know what I mean? It's just a different understanding. And I think having lived through, Catholicism, I'm going to stick my theme to Catholicism, like having been through that route, practices and that just don't suit my lifestyle anymore. Do you know what I mean? The commitment to the verbiage and the praise of very specific words and that kind of stuff. I believe in prayer. I believe being thankful and being a good human overall, right?
Very powerful,
right? But exactly. But it is, but I hate that we've what we've done to that sort of religion, and I don't like what it stands for. So when I hear of a young priest who's passionate, good for him, but he's shown no attempt at understanding, and that's where I'm like, why can't we just?
So at the end of the day, medium's spiritualism is free will.
Exactly.
Unless everyone has got free will. You're not forced anything you don't want to do. And some religions try to force it on you.
Exactly.
Which is wrong.
That's wrong. Exactly.
You've got your own mind.
Yeah, that's true.
Get through it and be happy.
Exactly. I'd like, there's a whole bunch of terrible things happening in the world, especially right now.
Absolutely.
And it's like the reason that we do have these, wars or conflicts or, protests or to any of these things is because there is a lack of understanding and a lack of communication, because nobody wants to listen to the other side because they are right.
Yeah.
And it's like, I always say, why are we losing sleep over things that we can't control? Like even me and Ryan, we definitely have disagreements about certain things that have happened in schools or whatever. And I'm like,
it's part and parcel.
totally. I'm like, why can't, like, I don't lose sleep over this because I just, you know, I shouldn't say it doesn't affect me, but you know, there's things that like, it just, there's nothing wrong with it. I don't get it. Why are you losing sleep? Anyways, again, whole other conversation.
Absolutely.
I can totally get in there. If I really wanted to drop bombs, I would, but I'm not gonna.
It's not the spirit.
Exactly. It's not the spirit side. Yeah. So
It's not.
literally they'll always be. But yeah, switching gears a little bit. I had kind of mentioned to the boys here, Brittany, boys, about you know, my curiosities were given, you know, we've had a chance to interview, you know, female siblings and, you know, brother, sister siblings, but to have two brothers is honestly very different for us because it's something that we've yet to come across. We've had multiple women siblings happen to be in this field in similar or different, you know, or, you know, complementary kind of paths, but nothing like yourselves.
Right.
And which has been I've been talking for like a year about getting you on. Like I got you on because I literally had to leave the country had to be there, you know. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. But then even with yourself, we've been planning for a year now to get together.
What a story about that castle and just what we're going there.
Exactly. When we did our ghost hunt last year with Sasha, our cousin. It was right.
They're cowboys anyway, did that. But I just want to take you and your cousin to Let Castle, Shining Forest Castle. I don't think we did Kinnity in memory.
We just did two.
The two, but yeah, they've done Kinnity, they've done the three in the triangle.
Yeah.
It's in the heart of Ireland, supposedly the most active, most
Okay.
place.
Yeah.
But in Charleville, which is great, the Let was great, but having been to Let Castle before with the same crowd and see what their antics are, I knew straight away that
Wasn't.
they were fake.
Yeah.
But I was going to tell you that. I was actually going to take you there to the experience, especially when we pulled up outside Charleville Forest Castle.
Yeah.
Drove down that long lane with the tree pathway, the trees all in leaf, or just losing the leaf. Yeah. And there's a moon shining just above the castle. Yeah. Could make it up. I got there just in time, just as it was getting dark.
Yeah. So that's me at your door, by the way.
It is, yeah.
Like, what time is it? I don't know. That spirit's like. Nobody? Was there something at the door?
I just talking about.
Oh, maybe he's like, I'm here for you. Interesting. That's okay. This is what the podcast's all about. We don't edit anything, just so you know. It's all in. It's all in.
So, like, being truthful, just coming back to what you're saying about us two being together and that, to the listeners and that, obviously you don't understand what we're both involved in.
No, exactly.
I'm the medium.
You're the medium, and
Steve's into paranormal.
Exactly.
So that's the.
But and when I mean like it's like you're you both are open-minded to the more, right? To the more, whatever your firm or your stationary belief is, that's fine. But you're also curious and willing to explore a little bit, and like I said, listen to every side without judgment. And the fact that, you are willing to not coexist together necessarily, but go on these hunts or excursions together, listen to each other's, antics. Sometimes it probably feels like it, right? But
we went to, I think, Spook. Do you remember?
Oh, God, that was going back
10 years ago?
No, I tell you when that was about 2016.
Was that next? Really? No, behind the 7 years. It's got to be at least 10 years ago, yeah? I said to my brother, let's go and check. You've got, like what you most normally do on them rubbishy programs, yeah? Yeah. Which?
Oh, yes.
So I saw some tickets for County Kerry, which is on the Thames. It's a gun emplacement that was built in Victorian times. It was overlooking the Thames on the other side, so rationale being any ships that come up the Thames, they would get shot at both sides. Yeah. Okay. Now the fort was originally built on an original 1928 Tudor. Okay. Yeah. A Tudor building, so that was demolished, but you still had the foundations and put this spot up in Victorian times, etc. Yeah. So it's supposed to be really, really active. So I said to me, let's go there. just for the cracks, it was all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you remember we turned up and it was all shut up?
Yeah.
And
Gates were closed.
gates were closed. We was the first people there, so we were so excited. Then it's just like something out of a horror film. Someone came out a gate, closed gates, swinging a lantern or a torch. Come in, so we went in.
Come in.
Drove into the car park, right, inside the default, a certain one, and all the other guests turned up.
Yeah.
And then we met, took our names, etc. And we met in the cafeteria, they called it as base camp. First time we've ever done anything like this, and a bit dubious at first, and especially when the medium, well, that's his name.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not listening.
I mean, we'd like him to, but if he wants to, yeah.
Grant Collier.
Grant Collier? Okay.
And he's done a walkabout to start off with. Took all the group round, all different parts of the fort, and he's saying, I'm getting soldiers here, based here, and this is where they're firing the guns. And what Dad said was, the guns are firing above. This is where they're bringing down all the wounded, etc. And they're having drinks, etc. Complete bullshit, because there's no history. No battles took place there.
Oh, yeah, we did. I'm like, fuck, shit. Damn it. Sorry.
You're definitely frozen.
You've met me before, right? I'm like. It's like, so what are you picking up on?
Yeah, we pay our money. But later on in the evening, we got back to the base camp, shall I say. Grant's there, and he's got two machines. I didn't have a clue what his machine were. K2 meters.
Yeah.
He's talking to one of his K2 meters, right, and he's saying, Spirit, can you take your energy away and move it to the other machine?
Yeah.
And the lights went out, the lights lit up in the other one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
you told me that one.
Which is very, very strange. So, but long story short, he then came out with his ghost box.
Oh, he did it?
57 box. Yeah.
Okay.
I didn't have a clue what ghost box was. And I thought it was a bit of a con. Okay. And so he's calling that, he's getting this ghost box, so he's doing the sweeps through the
Excuse me. Okay, yeah. Like he's doing his,
So chips and movers on this four voices coming through,
yeah.
White
noise, yeah. And then he said, how many spirits in this room is at the moment? The voice comes straight from this box. You haven't banged about it.
Yeah.
Now, maybe the first time I used to get these ghost hunts, so to speak, thinking, this Grant fella is a two-way radio, but he's making the car. And it's whatever he's saying, he's giving the answer to. He's trying to make out his contacting spirit. Yeah. So I thought, yes, no. But so I'm taking it with a pinch of salt.
Yeah.
Later on in the evening, that session closed.
Yeah.
We moved on to something else. Yeah. But he kept the ghost box to the side, and it was still doing the sweep. Just pure white noise. Yeah? And I'm thinking to myself, right. If it is fake, he's done his little party trick now, he's going to turn it off and take it away.
Yeah.
Right? But we're walking around, a cup of coffee, we're walking around the fort, and there's one part of the fort, in the restaurant part or base camp, there's all these little plaques, bronze plaques, with people's names on them. Yeah? Because it's a voluntary organisation look after the fort. So obviously these people have died, and their names on the plaque. Yeah. And this young kid was with us, and he's just standing, reading out his names. I always remember this. Bill Smith, and there was one called Alan Jenkins, and he said Alan Jenkins, and a voice comes through the box. And my wife's life said Alan.
Alan.
Do you remember that? Yeah, I remember that. And that really spoke to me. I thought, there's got to be something in this. But after that event, we went home. Ian phoned me the next Monday. We can do another one. Yeah. We found that the more we went on these ghost hunts, the more we opened up, the more I opened up. More things would happen.
Exactly. I was going to say 10 years ago. Yeah, because you've been practicing for 8 years, 7 years.
I started meditating in November 2015.
When? Sorry, 2015.
2015 November. I always remember 2015 November. I meditated. I built a meditation room in the garden.
That's right.
For a whole year. till November 2016.
Yeah.
And I've done that for a year, learning to calm my mind.
Yeah.
Then I went to the Spiritualist Church and sat in a circle.
Yeah.
And that's, when I sat in a circle, that's when they turned around and said I was too advanced. And I didn't even know what I was doing. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Through meditation.
Yeah.
Because
all of a sudden you were there and
didn't know. And they just guided me, and I was on platform within 6 months.
Yeah. It is.
Amazing how
Yeah.
it works.
It's
Spirit want to work with you, they will work with you.
exactly.
But at the same time, you've got that dedication to yourself.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
But this Grant fella, although make him sound like a bit of an idiot, he did turn out to be really good.
Yeah.
Really good medium.
That's good. I
He
mean,
did get the energy going.
do you think it was like a form of like you didn't understand? Not saying that you didn't understand what he was doing. He was like, "What the hell?" Exactly. So questioning everything. We're in skeptical.
Yeah, and then Grant.
Prove me wrong.
Well, she talked about battle taking place.
Yeah.
There was no battle taking place.
Exactly.
Another occasion with Grant, we was at one of the forks overlooking Chatham, Chatham Dockyard. There's Orsted, isn't it? Fort Orsted. And it's a gunning place built during the Napoleonic era to protect Chatham, which is a naval dockyard, from attack by the French.
Okay.
Yeah. Loads of tunnels, gunning placements, etc. Anyway, we're doing a walk around with this Grant fella, and we are in the tunnels, and we come up to like a window.
Yeah.
And Grant goes, this is it. I've had this spirit here before. And it's a young British soldier, and he's holding his chest. He's fallen to the ground. He's been shot by the Germans. Well, as far as I know, Britain did not get invaded in the First or Second World War by the Germans. So shoot himself in the foot. So,
so you're like,
I don't quite believe you. But apart from that, he did get some really good, good evidence.
I think how I picked up on it was like you've got good evidence, but like it's like anything. It's like when you watch a TV program, you've got a great big audience. You're walking around it. You've got to make it entertaining. So,
literally, yeah.
So I think you just added things in to make the night.
A little spice.
Yeah. Because we all do it. We all tell
You've got your wow factor, right? And this is your talent. You are. It's a gift, right?
If he was doing a night of mediumship, then I expect him to be completely different. To be honest, that's what you've got to do.
Yeah.
But being a ghost hunter, or the same way.
Exactly.
I should have claimed credit for it.
Yeah, you should have done it. No.
So that hit the really big.
No.
In Fort Orsted. Okay? All underground, it's 200 metres underground, or short place, and it's a long, dark tunnel.
Yeah.
And we've been down the end, done a bit of session. Grant had got some activity with his ghost box, which is really good, and I can't really say it, it's so rude. Yeah.
I mean, you can, it's fine. Or maybe not. So there's a hard C in that one.
But we're walking down this long, back to the base camp, then this long tunnel, pitch black, and everyone stopped for some strange reason. Grant's carrying walking, and I just picked up a stone that's on the floor, turned around, pitch black, and I chucked it, yeah? Hit a wheelie bin. There's a wheelie bin in the tunnel. It's dark. Bang. And Grant comes running back, goes, did anyone hear that? Did anyone hear that? I said, yes, mate, I threw a stone in the wheelie bin. What I should have said is, kept stung.
Oh my God.
What's that?
Exactly. See what he would have done with the test, exactly. Yeah.
The name was good.
Yeah.
It made him easy.
Exactly.
And that's what it was all about.
Yeah. Now, in terms of your dynamic, and Brittany, you're welcome to chime in here anytime, by the way. You're still here. We know that.
I can see you.
Now, because it is such a diverse, I was going to ask him a question, but he had to go, apparently. But I was going to ask just in terms of, I mean, it is a gift what you have, right? And now, again, because Steve's gifts, because you are gifted as well, Steve. Oh, there you go. You're winning. Hey.
So I said,
there you go. That's fine. In terms of the gifts that you've both been blessed with through spirit or that intrigue. You do though. Yes, you do. Think of it. Number one, you're brave enough to seek this stuff out. That's really hard for people to even attempt. Yeah. Number one, getting yourself in those uncomfortable environments, right? But did you ever look at do you want, if you were to trade shoes, it's something would you want to not necessarily give up, but it's something that you want? Do you know what I mean?
It's quite funny because when we've been on these ghost hunts and we've been together, because Steve's really, really into paranormal. He really likes where I'm so open-minded, and I go in and look at all the energies. And if I go in and don't feel nothing, I've got nothing. And when we go on these and we're in other groups and we say, oh, I've got this, and then I feel nothing.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, it might not be, they might be feeling something like, oh. But we bounce with each other. And so we make, and we tended to find out if you've got a group of 30 and you're going around, people wanted to come with us. Yeah. Because
there was a little bit more action.
I would be picking up the energy of the group, and then having granddads and brothers and sisters coming in during the medium, not in place.
Like, my brother's a medium. My brother's a medium.
My brother was picking up, like, all the toys, as I called them, those boxes and meters and that, and lots of people involved in that. Yeah. So, like, on a and the something to do together, it'd be entertaining for us to do our own company. Yes. I think it would have been absolutely because he's got the Panage, the wonderful character. Yes. The cat. Yes.
I'm not the same to him.
And I would just be there to bounce off him and give the odd message walking around. But you know, I don't get it wrong. I do pick up things. Yeah. In these places and like them, because I always say I only work with a white light, so I'm always protected. Yeah. So I wouldn't let any negativity or my guys wouldn't let anything dark come in. Yeah. But as I say, I don't pick it up. Yeah. But then I can pick it up, but it goes away from me, doesn't come to me. Yeah. It's like avoided. Yeah. But so I wouldn't say anything to people to scare them or whatever. So like doing ghost hunting and that, I'll just say, oh. Yeah. If I do scrying with a mirror and whatever, and bring that one through them, and but Steve does all the gadgets. Exactly. You know,
I'm sure it's a team. Exactly. Yeah.
Lots of whistling and proper noises. You know. Yeah. But that was a phenomenal day. Yeah. Kelvin Hatch, and Kelvin Hatch was a nuclear war bunker. In Essex, and it's on a farm, and all it is a little house in the middle of nowhere. Yeah. And that's all you'd think it is, but when you open the door, there was a great big hatch, and you opened it, and it went down 3 levels, and it was through cold water, where they're going to put fire in the start, and everyone, you wouldn't have known it was there. Yeah.
It was a farmhouse. Yeah. The old Russian satellites. All they would have seen was a farmhouse.
Totally, exactly. Anything else, exactly.
First level was all communication, and second level was all military stuff. Yeah. And the more levels you went down. Yeah. We got to the very lowest level, and it was just long tunnels. And on each wall was hooks, and what it was that they were the hooks bunk beds for soldiers.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And so we went down this tunnel, and they closed. What is probably half a mile long. But at the end of it, they closed it, put it all up, so we couldn't go further. So we were just about 6 of us, weren't there?
Grant was a medium. No,
he was. We're going to have an argument.
No. I get it. Classic, yeah.
In this tunnel, and Grant said, I wish I had the ghost box with me. I haven't got it, so I left it at home. Yeah. Ian said, I've got one, it's in the van. Ian got one, he ain't got one, he got 4. He pressed the button on Amazon 4 times.
I'm racist when it comes to anything.
So Grant says, we've got the ghost box, so go and get it for us. So 20 minutes later, we're in this tunnel, it's almost pitch black, and Ian's got his ghost box on there. Bear in mind, you're going to be so many hundreds of feet under concrete, and no radio signal at all. So the radio is doing the sweep.
Yeah, like nothing. Yeah. Yeah, it's you're fine.
Grant's called out and he said, "Do you want us to stay?"
Yeah.
The voice comes through. No.
It's like
Right. So one more proof if you want. And there was the whistle after that. It was like whistling. Can't do it. And that's the second time I experienced that. Unless you heard it. Yeah. When it's no one there.
Yeah. How would you?
Bizarre.
Exactly. this is amazing. I mean, like I totally could like dig it. I mean, as you know, we can sit for hours and chat.
Yeah.
I have a couple more questions before we lead into our card reading. And Brittany, again, if you've got any. So again,
Yeah, follow Matt.
yeah, exactly. She's just so good at listening. For Steve, okay. So you say you're not gifted, which is a lie. No offense. But now, okay, so we know you've got the general interest in the paranormal and that explorative, kind of urge. But again, in terms of your own intuition, those gut feelings, the little no reason to know stuff, but stuff. Do you feel like you ever have any of those inklings or any tugs or any anything that your body tells you about things?
Funny enough, we was out talking about it for Memorial today.
Okay.
We walked, took him to Crutches Hotel.
Okay.
Yeah. Now Crutches Hotel is a hotel in name only. It's closed down. It's been abandoned for a long time. Yeah. You can only find it by fanning the sun, pulling up a little dirt track. There's a gate that's open, walking down the track, and there's the hotel.
Yeah.
But the hotel is really run down and dilapidated. It's falling down. The hotel is a massive lawn, really immaculately kept.
Cool.
And I just got the impression of, I might be completely wrong here. I need to do a bit of research.
Let it out. Say it.
It was British soldiers sitting outside in their uniforms, and their blue uniforms with their wounds wrapped up in recuperation.
Like, kind of like a hospital or a hospice.
Yeah. Might be wrong, so I need to look into that.
You know what? Go with your gut. I mean, I think, like I said, in this business, it's like if it feels right, probably is some aspect, right? So they say go with your gut, and if it's like
you might be wrong.
But
if you told me that someone got scratched at Met last year.
Was it the year before? Or was it with me? Yeah.
We went last year.
Okay. Tell the story. Brittany, do you have questions? And then card pull.
I do have a question, but it can wait until the story.
Tell us the scratch story.
Scratch story, right. For my 60th, I know my 40, but for my 60th, yeah. I went to Kinsey Castle, stayed there a couple of nights, but also went to the infamous Let Castle. I was sure you get a chance to go to Let Castle, meet Sean Ryan, the owner.
Yeah.
Such a great bloke.
I'll add it to the show notes so that people can click it.
He lets you have access to the castle. He's on a bit there. He's got basically, in a nutshell, that castle, right at the top of the castle, was called the Bloody Chapel, where supposedly one brother slayed his brother who was a priest and threw his body down the murder hole, which is up there, or the oubliette, they call it. Yeah. Story goes in the 30s or 20s or 30s, they worked and renovated the house. They found the entrance to the oubliette, took the stone away. They took away 2 cartloads of bones. Human bones that people just been thrown down there, forgotten about. Oubliette is French for forgotten, so you're thrown in the hole, forgotten about. Yeah. So, again, long story short, it's clearly a long story long. I've gone up in this bloody tower, bloody chapel. I've got my phone, mobile, and told you the story.
I'm sure you have. I wasn't there when you got scratched, but I was there with you the following year.
I'm recording.
Yeah.
Just recording so I pick up anything on my phone,
Yeah.
And do you know the little icons on the top of your phone? The timer, the battery, that sort of rubbish, They just moved on their own to the side.
Yeah.
They slipped. They slipped. What's called that?
Yeah.
I showed the missus. What's that on my phone? So I got to feel there was an energy around me affecting
your technology.
The technology, Went there 2 years ago.
Yeah.
On a Dine with the Dead Halloween special.
Yes.
Yeah. Complete waste of time. I must say. Got up into the bloody chapel. I said to the so-called medium, who was the girl about 18, I said, right, do you do human pendulums? Oh, I don't do human pendulums. Yeah. Oh, do you do the K2 meters? Oh, I don't do K2 meters. Do you do split boxing? Don't do that.
No.
Well, she's saying, all standing in the dark, and she's saying, can you say to us,
are you here?
Can you say
make a noise
to the group? Can you check if anyone picks up anything? Stand in the dark.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, anyway, I whistled.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Can you do that again? So, clueless.
Literally.
Absolutely clueless. Went back downstairs.
Yeah.
And to the ground floor was a big roaring fire going. They did have a silly little session. Yeah. While this little session was going on, my neck was burning like acid. Yeah, really, really burning. I could pull that collar away. And that went on for about half an hour. And we packed up bleeding. Went and said to the so-called medium that ran the show, my neck's been really burnished. Oh, yeah, you had a spirit with you. That's all she said, yeah? all the way home, 2.5 hour drive, my neck was killing me.
Yeah.
Woke up in the morning, there was a long scratch on my neck.
Yeah.
And that came from being up in the bloody chapel.
Yeah.
Downstairs.
Yeah. Like
so
that.
by me whistling,
Piss somebody off.
it
Yeah.
pissed someone off, got scratched.
Yeah.
And
I
it's
know.
the only time I've been affected like that.
Yeah.
Like that.
Interesting. Yeah.
I've said Ian says, no, you cut yourself shaving. Or you
Like back here.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, I forgot to.
Do you know what? Do you
catch
know what? So I like to think of things. Right. So basically, I didn't shave for a week.
Yeah.
I'm also electric shaver by the way.
Yeah.
So I didn't shave for a week. Got the electric shaver out of the shaver. Right back on my neck. I really gave it some welly.
Yeah.
Pushed down hard.
Yeah.
To try and get a cut. Didn't cut myself.
Yeah. Like.
So I tried myself.
Try to redo it. Yeah.
Yeah, but didn't happen. So.
Yeah. Yeah, we could like Brittany and I have talked about our ghost hunt last year about our feelings about it and all that. And like, I don't even remember the company's name that did it. Like, whatever. Don't mind. It was
Got any photographs on Richard Felix?
Literally, I was going to say Richard Felix. I'm going to reach out to him and see if he would like be on with this at all. I would love to chat with him because I felt like it was really insightful to have that kind of experienced person there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So different. Anyways,
But I didn't use him.
No, they didn't use him at all. He was just a novelty item. He didn't do anything. He was with us on these like whatever you want to call this little walkabout. But it was and then he gave a little bit of a speech at the one cast, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Anyways, like I said, we could go on for hours. Like, Brittany, do you have any questions? Sorry.
Yes, okay. So I do have a question, and you guys you may have already talked about it, but I was distracted with Mr. Harrison here. When you are in your regular normal day and you may not even see it coming, but do you have any signs of spirit that's literally kind of checking in to be like, hey, excuse me, I need to talk to you? Like, you know how some people like Bev, her nose gets itchy or her ears get itchy or there's something that that happens to her that spirit's trying to come through to her. Do you have any signs when you're not, kind of sitting down ready to give messages to people that spirit is trying to get through?
Yeah, obviously I'm not a medium, so I don't give messages yet. But those are the occasions I have the cobweb effect.
Oh yeah, it feels like there's like you walk through webs.
Cobweb, yeah. Now the last time that happened is when we lost our cat. It's about 18 years, and we had him put down. He was walking on the beach along the cliffs with the missus, and got the spider's web. But because I like to debunk things, one side of the cliffs was a hedge. Yeah. The other side of the cliff was just open.
Yeah.
Dropped down to the sea. So if it was a spider's web, what's it attached to?
Yeah.
It could be on there, right on the edge, but it could be nowhere else. I always get. But I'll tell you a story. What happened when my wife's aunt died about 15 years ago, Dina, in Ireland. I was left indoors on a Friday night because Mari, my wife, and took her mum back to Ireland to try and get to the hospital in time because she had a heart attack and unfortunately didn't make it. This is a November and it's dark. We've got the curtains shut. It's about 11 o'clock at night. I'm watching the telly and there was a on the window. Yeah. Scared.
Wow. No kidding.
No, it scared the shit out of me, right? But I knew straight away what it was. It was Dina coming to say goodbye, even though she didn't know where I lived. Which I thought was very strange. Yeah. Now, me, because I like to debunk things, the following night, I waited to get really dark, shut my curtains, put the lights on, and from the street side, you couldn't see, because I had really thick drapes, you couldn't see anyone in the house. So if it was someone walking by on the road, why would you then bang on the window that you couldn't see that there might be someone in there?
Yeah.
Because there's no lights on anyway.
Yeah.
That's just two things I can think of.
Yeah. I mean, but again, spirit talks to you, whether you say it or not, right? And for yourself, yeah.
Yeah, Brittany, it's quite, as you said that question, it was a question that was asked me last night as well. Someone did say last night, oh, did spirit come into you all the time when you're out? And it's no, it's because in the medium and I open up, sensitive to spirit, I can close myself off.
Okay.
So, but I'm not saying it doesn't happen because it does. And as I explained last night, I'm like a builder, I'm a multi trader, so I do all works. And if I'm painting, it's like therapeutic. when you're painting, you go in your own little world and you're just painting away. And when I'm doing that, I'm sort of meditating, so I'm opening myself up. So if a colleague would come in, I'd automatically turn around and say, "Oh, hello, John, got your name with you?" And they go, "Oh, God, I've opened myself up." They're coming in, I can feel them coming in, so I can shut myself down because I've gone into my own little trance meditation where I've been painting.
Okay.
So, but yeah, no, I try not to. I used to, a few years ago, they used to be with me all the time because I didn't know how to control it. And I was working on the energy all the time, and I was giving readings to everybody on a bus or anything because I didn't know what I was doing.
Exactly.
But then I learned to control it because the energy was getting really low.
Okay.
So I shut myself down there and just leave it. The day before I'm going to do a demonstration, I start thinking and doing it.
Yeah.
Does that help?
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry, the cat distraction there was like.
Well, and that brings up my other question too. When it comes to connecting with spirit, have you felt yet that animal spirits come through, or is it more so humans?
I do get animal spirits, but I get that when I'm demonstrating. I don't get it like all the time. But like if there was a dog, cat, or a parrot, or anything very close to the person, when they come in and I start giving the evidence of them, then automatically I turn around and say, "Oh, I've got a dog next to them as well."
Oh, nice.
They will turn and go, "Oh God, yeah, you always loved this dog or loved this cat." So
Yeah.
that'll be the evidence, just of the proof of survival. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, and but sometimes I've got on stage, it happened a couple of years ago, and I started describing a lady, a grandmother, and all of a sudden I was just surrounded by cats running all around me, all around the
Really?
She come in, and I'm describing, and then I just all these cats all around me, and she went, and I had all these cats. And
You're
allergic to animals. And I'm giving all this description of this lovely lady, and this girl at the front put her hand up, and I'm describing her, and then she just went, and I had all these cats, and I just went, "No, she's gone, but I'm surrounded by cats," and she just burst out crying.
Oh no!
She went. That was the evidence. She was a cat lover. It was a thing what went through the family. It was just all about cats in the family. And as soon as I done that, and that was the evidence.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the little things is the big things.
Yeah.
You know?
Absolutely.
It's like nonsensical in any other conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So animals do come through.
Yeah, that's so cool. Well, Britt, shall we?
Yep.
Cards here, and so this time is we'll do our card reading there, and now we always say, if you have anything you want to share or feel like the call to, because again,
like if there was a message that comes through for the people that'll be listening to this when this comes out,
you're welcome.
That would be amazing, and if not, that's okay too.
Yes, exactly. No pressure. Exactly. Like your presence here is a gift for us, both of you as well. So no pressure.
Hey,
do. A dare is oh, someone's got a deck. Go for it. All good. Okay, so I'm gonna be doing. Let's do the back here. So I was sticking to my old trusty. It's because I shuffled cards like for hours, literally last night, hours of shuffling.
That's good.
My the Wild Spirits by Kim Kranz. The Wild Unknown Animal Spirit deck. Perfect. Okay. So I don't think I had any tarot cards with me when I saw you last time. No, I didn't. I literally from the backpack. Like, take me in. So I'll because this isn't like a formal reading, but it's kind of just how I practice. So sometimes the decks they have instructions and recommended uses, but
I used to do tarot.
Yeah.
Because tarot is just a form of contacting spirit.
Yeah, exactly.
The thing is, it's just It's all because if you use tarot, you can talk to spirits.
Literally. And I believe me, and I have again, I do intuitive reading. So I don't like, and the book is, or sorry, like the card is just a symbol. And I'm like, oh, but it means this. I'm like, oh, it's because of this in your life. They're like, how did you know? Because the card's like this. Like, I just don't know. Anyways, but this is more of an oracle themed deck myself. So again, it kind of can symbolize like where people are at in their lives currently, you know, when they're at their best, when they're in balance, you know, how they might be feeling, when they're out of balance, how they might be feeling, and then what they could do to bring themselves back in. So this one is just more of a fun, I don't want to say it's a novelty, but it is one of my favorite ones that most of my clients like enjoy because it gives them a chance to work on their intuitive, you know, next here. But Brittany, did you pull already?
I did, yes.
You're welcome to go first then if you want.
Sure. Okay. So I pulled from the deck the Enchanted Map Oracle card by Colette Baron Reed. And the card that I picked, or that I shouldn't say I picked, I fell out of the deck like always, is Into the Unknown. So,
the unknown same font as this one too,
yeah, trust and all will be revealed. Life is an adventure, and often new opportunities will arise that you won't know how to deal with. This is one of those times. You've required to trust that this new phase will reveal wonders and miracles as you step into unknown territory. Imagine that you are not only the pathfinder, but a path maker. Whatever you inquire, trust that you'll be safe. Stay aware as you discover new and marvelous territories and valuable treasures. There's also on the flip side of this card, inexperience plus overconfidence can lead you into a dangerous situation for which you are unprepared. Always remember that wisdom comes from experience. Keep an open mind and enter this part of your journey with alert eyes. Don't assume that you know this territory. You may not recognize what's hidden by camouflage. This is not a time for careless adventure.
Interesting.
Definitely being cautious, but new things are happening. Be cautious, but it's okay to proceed.
Exactly. Yeah. And I was talking a lot with my clients last night about, you know, the risk. Oh, it was risk. Tome, it was risk. Risk was the word, the Portuguese word that was risk. It was, but it came up a couple times. You have to be afraid.
When I finished last night, I went out, he was outside waiting. And when I went out, he said, like, 100 yards, he was over the moon and that. And he said, when you spell that Tony, wherever he was writing it, he said, that's risk.
To go forward or something like that. That's right.
That's what I said, you know, part of the message is with the head on your shoulders.
Yeah.
And I feel like you've got to claim this.
Yeah,
exactly. But it's coming to land that she knows I wasn't going to try.
Yeah, exactly. Like it couldn't have fit any better. But risk and being not, we're afraid of failure.
Yeah.
And if we are just afraid and don't pursue, then we don't live and we don't, we're fine. We're fine where we are because we don't want to push ourselves.
Yeah.
All righty. Cool. Okay. And this one, I got the Cobra.
Ooh.
Oh, this one works with like the elements. So this is, let's see, this is a fire. So, I don't have this book memorized. All my other ones, I don't even have them memorized. I just have more of an adapt where I was like, I could go into what I think this card is, but it would be me thinking it not. Yeah. So, pausing, waiting, the inner teacher. The Cobra represents a teacher or spiritual guardian. The Cobra hovers and watches, ever present, ever protecting, ever loving. The essence of the Cobra is found deep within us in the form of an inner teacher and manifests externally in those special guides who've led us along our path. What would it feel like to be a student again? What are you ready to learn? Remember the old saying, when the student is ready, the teacher appears. So when we're in balance, we're a student for life. We're humble and we're wise. When we're out of balance, we're a know-it-all or egocentric. To bring it to balance, taking a class or study. So this is just like you got some hairs falling out, or is it cobwebs?
Cobwebs coming through.
Like, oh, good, yeah. Exactly. The spirit's just like he's messing with you. Exactly. Like, what hair? Yeah. But yeah, no, I think that's also, I think that really touches kind of on like what we were kind of doing last night. Again, it was like that demonstration. It was a chance to tap a little bit of interest and people who were curious and were brave enough to show up and,
Absolutely.
see what it was all about. It's okay. You're fine. Don't worry.
I think it's like you, because being in Ireland, it's like we can call it it's Catholic country.
Yeah.
So people will be blamed, like I would say, brainwashed. I might be totally wrong.
Yeah.
My personal opinion.
Yes.
I've been brainwashed over the years of that. So they're scared and afraid of new ideas and new things because, people get set in their ways.
Yeah.
So I feel like change is coming in.
Yes.
And, and people's doors are opening and people's eyes are opening.
Literally.
And,
people are a little bit,
up to there's more to it than what we've been told.
It's exactly. There's so much more to it. And it's people are finally willing to, experiment in this area. And even though like it's crazy to me, it took me, a Canadian, coming in here to not start it, but I didn't start it at all, but to be brave enough to be like, oh, I do this and I talk about it loudly and proudly, even though, whereas that's, again, I get the hush, we don't do that, don't do that. That's fine. Okay, cool. Well, that's good. Okay, well, actually, we're done. So we're gonna wrap up here if that's okay. Okay, Steve's gone. That's Steve. He's gotta go. Rugby's on, 2 minutes. That's okay. That's fine.
That's okay. We're wrapping up anyway.
Exactly.
No,
Was there? Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah. Was it? Did you have anything that you wanted to share? Like I said, no pressure.
No, I'm all good. I mean, if there's any more you want to ask before we cut off, no, I'm all good.
That was so
Anytime,
good.
I'll come back out here after
Exactly.
Christmas,
Yeah, there you go. Do it again or something. Well, you cannot find Ian on social media.
No, unfortunately, I don't do any of that.
Yeah.
I'm stuck in the 40s.
That's okay. But if you are ever in the Spiritualist Church in Eltham in England.
Oh,
okay.
Sorry, it's funny enough. About 6 weeks ago, I was demonstrating in Eltham, and a gentleman was in the audience, and he come up to me after and said, I come from Canada, and someone in Canada turned around and said, if you ever go to England, go, because he's interested in this, go and see this man Ian Wilson, he's really good. And he come from Canada, and I went, oh really? And he just wanted to meet me after I demonstrated and tell me that.
What was?
And I went, oh wow.
Who, even Canadian?
Yeah, and I think, people know from Canada, and I'm thinking of yourself.
Like you were on our podcast last year, so like, and I sing your praises.
And because I just come up from demonstrating, my mind was full of everything.
I wonder.
People come up and meet me.
Yeah.
He just said, oh, a friend of mine just told me that I've come to say hello, I've come from Canada.
Amazing.
And it was just amazing that he said that he looked at Eltham when he was in London, and so he got the train to Eltham, and I was on.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it was.
I'm like, who?
Because the same mom just demonstrating, so many people would come up and say hello,
of course,
and whatever, and you just could have said that and went.
Well, if it's a listener of ours, thank you for doing that, and please tell us who you are. We'd love to. If it's I believe it's a listener, or if it's like a friend of a family member, like you guys have to. If anybody was recently in England and went to go see Ian working, let us know. Just because we want to be like, that's so cool. Like I so neat. It is a small world, right? Yeah.
Just remember, they just don't me.
It's so funny. It's like I said, it's just like, of course, it's exactly how it works. Well, I guess to the rest of our listeners, thanks for hanging out with us for this, bit, and we're we'll be on to the next, and I guess
and maybe Ian, if you're interested in the new year, if we did a more so like a live podcast episode, but with maybe a mini people that you maybe would want to read.
Yeah, absolutely.
Figure out logistics, see how you are, and go from there.
That could be something that we could coordinate, and then people obviously pay because then they could get a little mini reading. But
people think I'm like I would sell my children because I'm like, oh, but we can charge if you want. And like, it's not about making money, but it's about, again, exchange of energy needs to happen.
It's an exchange of energy.
Exchange of energy. Anyways.
And
I can't give you anything. I can't literally give you anything from Canada. So take my money.
It's quite funny because the children have been saying to me for ages, start a website page, start doing Facebook, start doing phone readings. I'm not into technology.
Yeah, exactly. But I am. So if you ever need to do stuff, yeah, honestly, like I said, like it's always such a pleasure having you on, having those in-depth conversations. I hope that you enjoyed this too. It was so nice to sit down with you and Steve. Like it's it's so nice to sit down as, like I said, as friends and family, literally for family. Sorry, you can't shake me now. But it's it's so nice to get to know each other on that literal a different level, a new vibration. So little Harrison, he's just chilling with this Harry Potter doll, of course. So to our listeners, you guys are welcome to find us on Instagram or TikTok or YouTube at Basic Banter for Witches, or you can email us basicbanterforwitches@gmail.com. Otherwise, cool beans.
We will see you next week.
Yeah,
Thank you
great.
so much. Thank you for listening.
Yeah.
And if you have any questions, please let us know and we will pass them along.
Yeah, if you guys have any questions, just shoot them our way and we'd love to pass them along, and we'll see what we can plan for the new year. So perfect. Hey, love you, Brittany. See you.
Yes, see you guys. Bye.
Bye.